Welcome back, everyone. It is Saturday, November 30th in the NBA. It's Austin. Today I'm joined by Logan, but I'm also joined by a special guest today. And you guys should get it out for us because the broom is here, Logan. We had a 4-0 sweep last night. We're both in changes of scenery because we do not, and we don't want to wake up people asking for a broom. But hey, a 4-0 day. Let's recap. Logan, Pistons plus 3.5 first half. You can take it in full game. They easily beat the Pacers. We love that. And then our props, we had day 3 of the ladder challenge. That smacked. We had Cunningham's over in points. He helped the Pistons out. And then we had Isaiah Hartenstein over in rebounds, which was sweat-free. He cashed in the first half, got 11 boards, taking us up to 12 units, Logan. That's pretty solid, but we have more work to do to end out the November slate. Tomorrow will be December. Let's dive in. As a reminder, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do us a favor, go hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Normally the videos are more highly edited. This will be my final video at my parents' house. Unless we maybe sweep today, I might have to drive back home because I'm leaving right after this video drops. But hey, we'll see. We're going to dive into the picks. I do want to talk about the ladder challenge first and foremost. Day 4, I posted later. Put a TBD there. The slate is a weird one today in the NBA. If I don't find one for a ladder challenge that I love, we just won't do one. But I have a feeling I have some games later on in the day that I do like. There's just a bunch of injury question marks today. So I'm not going to force out a ladder when I'm like, oh, I don't know if half of their team starting. Not sure I'll get involved there. But so stay tuned for the day 4 of the ladder challenge. We'll see if we do one. If not, we'll just move to Sunday where we have obviously the NFL. We also have a big NBA slate. So stay tuned for that. I'll dive into my first pick. Then I'll throw it to Logan for his favorite pick. And then we'll get on out of here. Let's dive into my pick. Paul George under 17.5 points, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, honestly, it's funny that my only pick today comes on Paul George, who I'm not even confident he plays. And there's a chance by the time you're watching this, Paul George has already been ruled out. And if that's the case, we might not even have a prop today. But hopefully Paul George suits up, and hopefully he's on a minutes restriction, and hopefully he plays like 15 minutes, and we cash his under sweat-free. But I really like this Paul George under. I'll talk about why. Obviously, Paul George, like I said, he was a full practice participant yesterday on Friday, the last time the Sixers practiced. And obviously he's been dealing with injuries all season long. I hope he suits up because I don't think he's going to be full complement of minutes. I mean, we think about how did they handle Maxey when he returned? He was on a minutes restriction. Joel Embiid, minutes restriction. What's the reason they don't put Paul George on one? I think he's easily on a minutes restriction here, maybe at 20, low 20s, maybe high 20s, 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in there. And we've seen PG. He's under this line in 5 of his 8 games played. 2 of the games that he went over, he landed on 18 on the dot, which would be tough if he hooked us like that. But again, some of those games he's making like 7 threes where he went over, and other games he shot like 78%. If he's going to go out there and shoot like 80%, fine, I'll tip my cap to him. But again, I just don't like this matchup for him. I'll talk about why. But you look at Maxey, he's fully healthy off a minutes restriction. What did he shoot? Like 40 times last game. Jared McCain's emerging, and I think he's going to play a big role in this offense. And I really feel like the way you beat the Pistons is you have to attack the hoop against them. The Pacers really didn't do that a ton yesterday, and that's why they lost. You also saw the Pistons playing without a heart, given it was a big tournament game for them as they're still trying to make the NBA in-season tournament. And then you look at the way that PG plays and how he scores. His 4 primary ways of scoring. Here they are. 22% of his points come in isolation. The Pistons rank 4th defensively there. 20% in the pick and roll as the ball handler. That's where he scores another 20%. The Pistons rank 27th. So if you're looking for a weakness for the Pistons defense, it is in the pick and roll. But again, how much of pick and roll being the ball handler is Paul George running with Maxey, with McCain active? I think that number goes down. And then another 2, there's 3rd and 4th are free throws and transition, which is where the Pistons are top 10 defense against both those respective places. Now, I don't know if the Pistons defense is as locked in today as it was yesterday against the Pacers, given that this game is not as big to them as that one was. But again, I'm not too concerned about that. I think if you see Paul George play, we might see some Asor Thompson on him for some of the minutes, and Asor Thompson is a pretty good defender. At the end of the day, I'm okay fading him here. I just don't think this is a spot where PG returns. And if he does return, 1, does he get the regular minutes? I doubt it. And 2, if he's returning, I really don't think he's the kind of guy that's like, guys, get the heck out of my way. It's PG time. I don't think that's the case. I think he'll just try to work his way back in as a team sort of sense, if that makes sense. So my favorite pick is going to be Paul George under 17.5 points. I really like this one. Hopefully he suits up. If he doesn't, we'll just move to tomorrow. I know it's kind of lame, but hey, we'll say, Steve, obviously stay tuned for Paul George's injury status, and let's hope he suits up and has a minutes restriction. But Logan, great call on the Pistons yesterday. Throwing it to you for another pick, and today we have a rare total on the board. Which game you go into?
Yeah, so historically, I stay away from totals. We all know that. The secret's out. But when Austin gives me his stamp of approval, I go ahead and go forward with the total. And we really do like that Hawks and Hornets over 226.5. -110 odds on Fanatics is your best value there. We would play this one up to like 229.5. Personally, that I do like it there, even if an NBA total shifts a point or two. Sometimes they're not that sharp. These two teams played in the second game of the season, 245 total points scored. The Hornets shot 38% though, and they did make 21 threes. So again, this is a team that is definitely going to launch up the three. The Hawks are 30th in opponent 3-point percentage allowed. The Hornets do fire up the threes. They're third in threes attempted per game. Hawks also play fast, second in pace. When you're picking an over, you'd prefer that each team kind of plays a little bit faster, slow half court type set stuff. That doesn't normally benefit an over, but don't worry, the Hawks do plenty of that. And then we look at this Hawks team too. In 3 of Atlanta's 4 games on 0 rest, they've allowed their opponents to score 120 plus. And then I think that just speaks a lot to the Hawks defense, which already isn't good. And then it's on short rest and kind of playing, with some tired legs. Not exactly an elite unit at all. Hornets also, maybe reinforcements arrive today. Should get back LaMelo, maybe Bridges and Mann as well. I really do like this over a lot between these two teams. Stylistically, it definitely matches up. And hopefully, on the court, we don't control the shooting percentages, but hopefully the shooting percentages are there and they do soar over this one. Love this one as my favorite bet. Austin, throwing it back to you, though.
Yeah, and like I said, I gave it the stamp of approval. I really like points in that game. You look at the Hornets team; they've gone under 100 points in 3 straight. Now, then they faced some tough matchups. Talking about the Magic, talking about the Heat, and we're talking about the New York Knicks. I mean, those are 3 teams that are going to try defensively. The Hawks on a back-to-back, coming off 2 big wins against the Cavaliers. That screams like a game they ain't trying, and they're just going to run up and down the court. And I like that the Hawks are finally healthy, so they have a lot of scoring options. I mean, we're not talking about everyone on the team getting hot, but all it takes is one guy to get hot, making shots. That helps them score the basketball, and I do like the Hornets on the spread today. I think the Hornets are winning. You're going to see the Hawks play even faster, and that's exactly what we want to see. I just don't trust this Hornets team and their rim protection and stuff like that. So hopefully the guys are knocking down some shots today. The Hornets are well overdue knocking down some shots. I mean, looking at you, Brandon Miller, who shot like 4 for 100 yesterday. They still covered against the New York Knicks. Not sure how they got that done. But one last prop that I did look at was Keontae George under in 3-pointers. It is a weird one. I didn't take it because Jordan Clarkson is not active, but I feel like this is a bad spot for Keontae George. If you see me cook up a ladder, be looking out for guys like John Collins, Colin Sexton. I like those 2 guys matchups a lot more than a guy like Keontae George. So stay tuned. Like I said, there's a chance we do a ladder challenge today. There's a chance we don't. Stay tuned. I will not have it as early as I did yesterday. It will be later on in the afternoon. But as for right now, our favorite picks, we've got Paul George's under in points and the Hawks and Hornets over. Let's try to bring out the brooms once again. Stay tuned for the ladder, and we'll have some NFL picks posted later on today. So from Austin and Logan, we're signing out for the last time in November, and we'll see you guys back in the other videos. We're signing out. Stay tuned on that ladder. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.